Your head ages faster than your feet. The intuitive perception of a steady, universal flow of time, the sense that now is happening everywhere at once, is a localized biological illusion. This temporal desynchronization is a direct consequence of gravity. Classical Newtonian physics described gravity as an attractive pulling force, but this model fails to account for how gravity actually manipulates time. Modern physics defines gravity as the violent geometric curvature of the space-time metric. When mass distorts this metric, it alters the literal rate at which time passes across physical distances. Because of this geometric distortion, human beings exist across a measurable gradient of distinct temporal rates. Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity established the framework that dismantled the concept of absolute time. Einstein visualized space-time as a flexible, four-dimensional fabric. Massive objects warp it, creating deep geometric wells. The Earth creates one such well. Everything on its surface falls into this depression. The deeper you are within the well, the slower time moves. Earth's gravitational field weakens exponentially as you move further from its center of mass. Since proximity to mass dictates the rate of time, absolute temporal synchronization between any two points at different altitudes is physically impossible. These cosmic scale principles scale down directly to the surface of the Earth. Theoretical physicist Carlo Rovelli points to a specific empirical measurement that proves time dilation happens across domestic distances. The experiment requires two highly sensitive atomic clocks, one placed on the floor and an identical one elevated on a table. Measurements show that the clock on the table objectively and continuously ticks faster than the clock on the floor. The math behind this split is the gravitational time dilation formula. The critical variable is r, the radius, or the distance from the center of mass. As the radius increases, the resulting delta t, the temporal difference, widens. This divergence, recorded by the clocks, measures two overlapping, conflicting temporal realities, physically existing within the exact same room. Empirical physics demonstrates that time is strictly localized down to the scale of household furniture. This physical law applies directly to the scale of the human body. The 2-meter vertical height of a standing human creates a permanent temporal gradient across their own anatomy. Your feet are situated deeper in the Earth's gravity well. They experience a measurably slower passage of time than your upper body. Your head, being slightly further from the center of mass, accelerates into the future faster than your feet. Over an 80-year lifespan, this divergence accumulates to roughly a few hundred billionths of a second. This creates a paradox. A single, contiguous biological network is technically operating across multiple timelines. The human nervous system is biologically incapable of perceiving this microgradient because neural processing lag is far longer than the temporal split itself. The physical self is a collection of asynchronous parts, held together by a neurological illusion of unity. Escalating this biological time gradient to the foundational level reveals a crisis in our understanding of reality. Einstein's general relativity and quantum mechanics remain mathematically irreconcilable, particularly regarding the nature of time. Carlo Rovelli's framework, loop quantum gravity, attempts to bridge this gap. This theory asserts that time does not exist as a fundamental property of the universe. In this model, space is not a smooth fabric, but is granular, composed of finite microscopic loops. The equations describing the universe in loop quantum gravity function without a variable for time. Rovelli argues that our perception of time is a macroscopic blurriness, a thermodynamic illusion caused by our inability to perceive these quantum loops. Under this framework, the aging gradient across your body is a macro illusion masking a universe that is essentially static. A different ontological framework is championed by physicist Sean Carroll. Carroll argues that time is not an illusion, but a deeply measurable and objective property of the universe. This is the block universe model. In this view, the past, present, and future are equally real and coexist simultaneously within a four-dimensional structure. Here, time is a strict coordinate, no different from your physical position in space. The human experience is framed not as a flow of time, but as a consciousness charting a single trajectory through this static 4D block. These theories present a stark choice: Rovelli's timeless quantum web or Carroll's rigid, frozen geometric block. The faster aging head is either a byproduct of thermodynamic blur or a consequence of your head charting a mathematically divergent geometric path through the block universe. Current physics cannot yet determine which of these models accurately describes our existence. Whether time is a rigid structural dimension or a complete quantum fiction, the steady, universal clock you perceive in your mind is an objective physical impossibility.